Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. So what do you say? And here we are. So it's amazing where I've gotten inside of myself. And what's the understanding of that? Right? Because for me, it's been so much time in that thought, in understanding it. And so it's almost like I'm not used to not understanding that or to thinking that is weird, right? So the understanding that everything comes from within and the understanding that the outer is a reflection of the inner, which all saints, all messengers have spoken about this. And so I've investigated this inside my life. And that's something that we all have to involve ourselves in being able to investigate for ourselves and really look in the inner workings of ourselves. Because who's to say that somebody will not just suggest to you what they see going on inside of you, but you have eyes. What do you see? Right? Because that's the whole thing. Is part of our power is our ability to perceive things however we want. So if we're always depending upon how other people see things, well, how are we developing our own vision? How are we developing our own eyes? How are we developing our own perception and ability to perceive things how we want? And so it can be a lot of entanglement. And it's important for us to really start off the morning with self, with the universe, to be able to sit in silence and to be able to allow clarity to come forth. Hydrating, all that good stuff. So I am a meditation teacher. I teach meditation. And I really want to help people understand and experience meditation. So I'm excited to go deeper into my gifts, into my talents, into things that I've been really attracted to. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that I don't need anybody else. I don't need to wait on anybody else to move forward inside myself, to move forward in life. And so we're going through a huge transformation, because I'm letting go of the past, even though the past is already past. But there's a lot of parts, okay, like this is Master Shane now. This is who I am now. I'm a meditation teacher. I'm a spiritual energy management consultant. And I'm also an energy healer. I'm also a teacher. I'm also a writer, a teachings keeper. So if you don't know me as those things, then do you really know me? Because a lot of times people want to know you as, a brother, as a friend, as a so-called family member. But when was the last time that you talked about me? Like, not just talking about me, but actually talking with me about what I like to talk about, right? So this is something that I've been realizing recently very clearly, in the sense of that, like, yo, dude, I don't need to be apologetic anymore about me being me. You know, I've never been one to like small talk. So you know what? I don't have to try to engage in small talk with people so people like me, because that only causes harm, right? Because I'm not being true to myself, and then the people who supposedly like me, they don't really know me because I'm putting on the front. So, like, the best thing to do is to be yourself. And if people like you, if people don't like you, well, at least it's genuine, right? You may not be as popular if you were doing things that you really don't want to do, but like, then it's authentic. It's authentic energy around you. There's, and so I feel called to pass on teachings, to mentor people, to get into life coaching. So there's no more of this horsing around type thing, where there's a part where we all have to grow up in life. We all have to mature. And I'm understanding deeper on how one learns to take care of themselves. Because I'm not here to take or to receive with strings or any of that thing. And I understand that, who really sees Master Shane? Because Master Shane hasn't really come out in the world yet. So we're building that with the show and other things as well too. But I just got to be me. It's not me putting on a front and trying to pretend somebody that I'm not. Like, naturally, I'm a reserved type of guy. That doesn't mean that I do not have things to say. In fact, I have a lot of things to say. So that's part of today's show, is bringing consciousness, bringing awareness to our discussions and how our discussions contribute to our life. Do they contribute in a positive manner, or do they contribute in a negative manner? How do we feel after our conversations? How much time are we using for discussions, for, let's just say, speculative discussions, where we're not really getting anywhere, we're not going anywhere, it's just and purely entertainment? How much of our day is filled with just purely entertainment? So that's the beauty, is that I just, like, Shane is here to learn on how to be Shane and to become Shane. And I'm having a lot of fun. Okay. It's pushing myself. Yeah, it's pushing myself, because I'm moving forward with or without you, like, with or without the people around me in Green Bay and everything. Like, I'm moving. I'm moving. So you're either helping me or you're not, and that's fine. But I'm moving. Um, I love working out. I love being active physically. I also love being active mentally and all that stuff too. but really starting to work the body and getting in some of the best shape that I've ever gotten to in a long time. It feels really, really good. And just being able to be like that dog with his tongue out and just running, like, I have a lot of fun with that and pushing my body, physically speaking, shooting hoops, playing basketball. You know, I was a gym rat growing up, basically, as I would describe it. Here in the winter, it's not so warm out, so usually inside, and I'd be at the gym. I've even slept over at the gym. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time there, and that was just growing up where we would play games all the time. So very active growing up, and that helps me feel good. It feels good to move, and that's part of the understanding. We're getting into some more movement on here. I was doing some yoga on a live streaming, and it's just doing it little by little, right? Especially building stamina, building endurance. It's just going little by little by little, whenever you can. You know, how many push-ups can you do? You know, maybe, okay, you do 11 push-ups and you can't do any more. Well, if you take a break, if you take a little rest, you don't necessarily have to rest completely. You can just physically rest. And then you can do 11 more. Give a little time, you do a little more. So you take a little rest, and then you do more. Do what you can. Take a little rest, do a little bit more. Take a little rest, do a little bit more. Right? That's persistence. That's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to achieve something. But what are we achieving in life? How often do we create this mentality of, oh, I can't do this, I give up? We're in dangerous waters. We're in dangerous waters. I mean, thought about that this morning. Like, how did we make it through winter? Like, it's cold. It's not cold, but you know what? I'm going to go with that thought right now, that it is cold because it's probably a negative something. So I'm thinking about beaches. I'm thinking about warm weather because this is my last winter here. And I provide energy healing, life coaching, and different things, which can seem different than what we're used to, than what we grew up with. But it's something that I know is me in the sense of my job here to be able to provide. And so, how many times do we go spend our money with something that we feel comfortable with us feeling good? And what if that was able to be transmuted in a different way that was more everlasting than just a temporary fix? And that's what I'm excited about, is really getting into the life coaching, really getting into, hey, like, how are we using our time? Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with your time? That's fine. If you want, okay, great. People tell me, oh, you know, I'm happy scrapping for change. I'm happy, like, okay, that's great. Like that's all that matters. Be happy, taking care of yourself. But as well too, there's a part that there's more than just us in life. So there's a key concept of suffering is life. And this is prevalent. So am I suffering? Yeah, I'm suffering in ways, but I'm working on getting out of it. I'm working on relieving myself of the suffering. And that is where I'm not to say that other people are suffering, but there's a lot of evidence that people are suffering, and yet they're not admitting to it. They're not acknowledging that they're suffering in life. And so, what does that mean, suffering in life? It can mean a multitude of different things, whether that is not getting what you want, whether that's causing harm in getting what you want, whether that is bringing upon sickness, illness upon yourself and upon others. That's a form of suffering. Not being happy, that's a form of suffering. Being mad all the time and frustrated all the time, that's a form of suffering. It's not to say that these are not valuable experiences, but are we here to just suffer, right? And what are we really deserving of? What are we really worthy of? It's not so much in what we do, but it's how we be in the first and foremost part of it. But how we be is how we do. So there is a part of developing your consciousness. There is the part of developing your attitude in life, your feeling tones, how you feel towards things. So this is what I would say is the premise of today's morning with self, waking up with Master Shane, is really understanding the feeling tones. And it's like there's a time where we need to just take responsibility for the feeling tones instead of just blaming other people and different things. So that's like where I'm at in my life, where, okay, yeah, like I'm giving up on certain people. Like I'm just being honest here. Like I'm giving up in a lot of ways where if you want to work with me, I have very affordable prices. Otherwise, I'm done just giving to people because I care, because I want to help people. But it's not helping me anymore. And it's not helping you anymore. And there's a part of value. And for me, ultimately, what it is that I have to let go. Like I have to truly just like let go. There's no more, there's nothing negatively in the mind anymore, where it's just I have to trust that you're going to do what you're going to do, and I have to protect myself from people who are projecting negativity my way because they're stuck inside themselves. And there's things that we need to understand. Okay, if you're drowning and somebody's trying to save you, you need to breathe. You need to calm down. You need to stop freaking out. Otherwise, you're just going to be trying to drown the other person. And so there's like this whole entanglement in our feeling tones, and who's willing to take responsibility, who's willing to be like, okay, like I don't know if these are really my emotions, but this is the emotion inside of my body. This is the emotion going around inside of this room. This is the emotions going around inside of this house. It's not acceptable anymore. And I'm going to change it to be able to get into practice. Like, I'm just going deeper and deeper in meditation, where I'm manifesting my dreams. Like, it's all happening. And life is beautiful. Do you want life to be beautiful? But we have to get past this whole idea that we think we know everything, when clearly we don't. Right? So I'm going to continue being a great student of life. And in effect, I'm a great teacher. So you can go off and you can run off and you can listen to that. You can listen to that. You can listen to that. You can listen to whatever you want. But the reality is you're listening to who you give your money to. Who pays your bills, that's who you're listening to. Even if you don't want to listen to them. Right? You may agree with your boss in some areas, but maybe there's some areas that you don't agree with. But yet, you don't feel you're in a position to speak your mind, to walk away if necessary. But maybe that's detrimental to your health. Maybe that toxicity is hurting your health and it's costing you something that money can't replace. Right? Like, money can't replace having a truly good time, where you don't necessarily need to spend money to have a good time. Right? And you could take time to make money, to find different ways to be of service and to provide value. That can be fun. Why is it that we think partying and doing what? Just putting our life on hold and taking a time out so that we can just kind of take care of our emotions, just go crazy, so we can let loose? Like, that's good, that's great, but what's holding us from letting loose in life right now? What's holding us back from trying things that we've always wanted to try in life? Right? Okay, you want to practice yoga, so practice it every single day. This is where we're getting into the life coaching. We're getting into building a freaking life. Okay? And this isn't just do what you want. There's a part of mastery. There's a part of pushing past the pain, that it's going to get uncomfortable, that there's going to be times where you're going to want to probably give up. But it's through that continual movement through it that helps you break through different parts inside yourself where you never thought possible, where you start to build more endurance, you start to build more stamina, you start to build more strength and more wisdom inside yourself. That's what this is about. So you know what? It's good. I hope that we do make some songs. I hope that we do make some albums and they got some beats and they sound good and you can bump them and all that good stuff. right? But like, if your whole day is listening to music that's just emotional, like, I'm not speaking bad or anything, but like, that's, that's what happens when we want to just like break out, a little bit, party time, whatever, like listen to music that's good, feeling good, that's good. But like, how are we reprogramming ourselves? So there's a part of listening to audiobooks. There's a part of listening to different things that are not necessarily entertainment, right? There's listening to things for educational purposes. They're listening to things for enrichment purposes, to be able to enrich yourself. You're not just always consuming stuff because that's what you want to consume. Like, if that's fine, but you're just being stuck because you're not moving past who you think you are. You just want to stay in this little bubble of who you think you are, of the music you think you like, of the books you pretend like you read. And we just have to be ourselves. So this is like, I love to read. I love to listen to audiobooks and to really get my knowledge on. Like, there's a high. There's something you can access that when you start to get into certain types of knowledge. There is a certain power, but the application of that knowledge is the true power, because it could be very harmful as well too. So the feeling tones, and I say that happiness is your responsibility, and that's what we're going to be getting into. Happiness is your responsibility. And if others want to cut themselves short and all that, that's their choice. But I don't want to do that. So, forgive me for pushing the envelope. Forgive me for continually having this inside of me where I don't want to stay the same, where I want to grow, where I want to get stronger, where I want to get wiser, where I want to get wealthier, where I want to get more healthy. I'm very thankful to be able to be here and to have this opportunity, because it could have been over a long time ago. So what are we working on? How are we feeling today? And we have the meditation retreat later on today. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's a beautiful thing. I'm excited to go and sit with people and really take them deep inside themselves. Okay, when I do healings and different things, like, clearly people are feeling things and it's feeling good. So I know that my healings are very, very powerful. And you can say whatever you want. I know it's good. I know it's very beneficial. And I know that you can't just go to Walmart and get what I can give. Like, you can't just go to the freaking corner store and get it whenever you want. I have something that's rare, that's powerful. And so do you as well. But if you always sell yourself short and try to talk like everybody else and try to dress like everybody else, where's your brand? Or are you just trying to be a commodity like everybody else, doing what everybody else does? When, what is life? What is life? Is life just pleasure seeking and avoiding pain? Is that what life is? Like we're just creatures that just seek pleasure and avoid pain? Is that what we are? So getting silence inside your day. Now this show is for the practitioners, for the true practitioners, because with letting go and being able to put all my energy into the new, into the future, we're going to be training and we're going to be growing like never before. But there's a part of not worrying about the world, not worrying about what others think. Because if they want to stay stuck, they're going to try to condemn things that are growing, even though it's the essence of life. Life renews itself. Life grows. Life changes every single moment. So it's a good that we change things up. It's good that we move here, move there, explore different cities, explore different groups of friends, explore different areas of work, right? So that's a huge thing, you know? Taking action, that's one of, and looking back, if I would say I had any type of regrets or different things, like not taking action, like that rings true. Like we do not regret the things that we did, but we wish we would have done better. Like it's things that have that complete what if. Like there's no like, oh, I tried this or I tried that. No, there's like, I didn't try it. And yeah, what if? What if? What if I actually did that? What if I took a walk in the morning every morning? What if I started to implement 20 minutes of mindful movements inside my life? What if I started to meditate for 20 minutes 2 times a day? What if I just really focused on myself and develop myself intellectually, develop myself spiritually, emotionally? What if I built concentration and focus and I wasn't as needy as I was before? What if I didn't need everybody's attention all the time? What if I didn't have to suffer, even though I may not be aware of how much that I'm suffering? So maybe that is something that we can build and we can do. Understanding, okay, when am I suffering? How much am I suffering? Because we need to really just like feel the pain that we're in so that we can transform it, because it's all energy. But if we keep on taking painkillers and we keep on avoiding how much pain that we're in, we're just avoiding it. We're just trying to like not look at how much we're suffering in life. So it's like, okay, I'm going to say what I feel I need to say, and then no more of that. Okay, then we're not suffering, because those who choose to suffer, that's your choice. And I'm giving everything that I possibly can as I transform suffering. But as I truly transform suffering, then I'm not allowing suffering in my life anymore. And if you want to suffer, that's fine. Just know that it's your choice to suffer. That nobody's putting that suffering on you, but you yourself. So if you're broke and you're poor and you don't want to be broke and you don't want to be poor, you're suffering. If you're a so-called healer and you're broke and you're poor, you're suffering. If you're a starving artist, you're suffering. Like, there's truth to that in the sense of a starving artist and being hungry for getting your creations out in the world, for creating. But why not received? So, okay, like, that's what I'm focusing on. Who's going to receive me? And building the audience, building the works of art, building everything, and living life. Because life is beautiful. And I deal with very beautiful emotional states. Like, I don't experience, it's not that I don't necessarily experience it, because I'm always pushing myself and I'm here, I want to push the envelope. So I get to new anxiety levels in ways, but I don't experience anxiety. I don't experience stress in a detrimental way. I experience it in a very beneficial way. I experience anxiety in the sense of, okay, what's going on right now? And to be able to breathe through it, to be able to work through it and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And the reality is that there's a lot of toxic environments. And so if we're just becoming more unconscious of the anxiety and all the tense energy, then we're really like, what's going on? Because that's understanding that we're going to get into different things of tense environments, dense environments, and how it's more difficult to be at ease and at peace in those types of environments. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but it can be a whole different world. And there are cycles, so that's what we're going into, is a whole new world. It's a whole new world. So this isn't the Great Depression. This isn't the Black Plague. This is a great renaissance. This is a great time. This is an enlightenment time. This is an awakening time. This is a time for us to awaken inside of ourselves and to heal everything that needs to be healed so that we can live now, so that we can live free with technology, with all the tools and everything, but not allow the tools to own us. This is a great time where we can start to get more in tune with our emotions and release a lot of emotion, and to be able to communicate in the moment with those who we love, instead of just letting life pass by and not speaking things, and then when no time is left, sitting and drowning in an ocean of regret and resentment and remorse. Like, this shit is real. Okay? Like, emotions are powerful. So it's not okay to sit in depression all the time. It's not okay to be anxious all the time. And it's not to place blame and to say that it's my fault. There's a lot of forces out there, but there's a part to say, you know what? It's my responsibility to be able to change that. I'm not saying that it's my fault. I'm not saying that I'm a victim. What I'm saying is that we can take responsibility. I'm saying I can take responsibility. I'm saying we're very powerful, powerful, powerful creators. We're creating every single moment in time. So what are we creating? It's becoming more conscious and aware of what we're creating and what we bring into our lives. And so that's where I'm at, is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Because to open up some more doors, I'm closing some doors, okay? Because I'm not allowing chaos in my life anymore. I'm not allowing suffering inside my life. I'm not allowing a lot of things, emotions, and all that stuff, because it's not helping. It's just causing harm of me trying to help and trying to teach people and trying to share things that I have come to understand through my experience on a very deep spiritual level. And there's no more handouts. Okay. We're building the free stuff. This is a free show. It's free. You ain't got to pay your money. But hey, you have to pay your time, which is even more valuable. Things add up. And a big part of it is saying no to things, is making sacrifices. Like, what do you want out of your life? Because we get all gung-ho in our earlier stages of our life, of inviting things in our life. Okay, I want this, I want that, right? I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want. And then you look around and you're like, where did all this stuff come from? Well, it was accumulation through the years. Weren't you paying attention? Right? Remember, you wanted that, 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 and then you wanted it all. And guess what you got? You got it all. Aren't you happy? No, I'm not happy. Now that I think about it, right? Like, okay, like maybe these possessions are not giving me everlasting happiness. That's an interesting thought. Let's try that out for a little bit. Maybe there could be other things in life that provide happiness, that allow me to be happy. Not necessarily that it provides the happiness, but it allows me to be happy. Maybe some of the things were taking from my happiness, taking from my time, taking from my resources. When So today, the feeling tones and how you feel inside yourself. Because as a spiritual energy management consultant, I help you really look inside yourself and to find that inside. And so it may not necessarily be what you're looking for, but it may be what you need. Because I'm not here to give people what they want or they think they want. There is a part of that. That's cool, that's fine, but this isn't for entertainment purposes only. This has a lot of real value in being able to find yourself and to being able to find that light inside of yourself so that you can become your own person in life. For me, that's priceless. So it's going to be a beautiful year. We're wrapping up January, 1 month of 2022. We're getting into the life coaching. We're getting into the entrepreneurship, to the business training, the executive training. And so that's what we're doing. We got to keep track of things. We got to document things. Not that we're overly obsessed with it or anything, but there's a part of, okay, how we doing? So, Morning with Self, Waking Up with Master Shane. It's a little raw, uncut type of show to help you waken up inside of yourself, to bring forth more consciousness and more awareness inside your days, inside your life, inside you, because that's what this is about. The problems are not the problems in which we think. Why is it that everybody, mostly adults, because we're just going to speak with adults here, because there's no reason why an adult should be walking around with so many issues and so many problems in life. Why is it that all of these adults walk around with so many emotions? Okay, they're talking about the problems, they're talking about issues, but not only that, you don't need to talk about things to know what's going on inside of somebody when you get to a high level. And you can tell and you can feel the distortions and you can feel all of the crap. So, okay, talking about all of this crap seems like it's making you feel like crap. Is that how you want to feel? Is that how you want to be? If it is, great, great. I'm going to go over there though, because I don't want to be around crap. I love you, and I know there's a place and a time for crap, but not in my life anymore. I wish you the best, but I don't want crap in my life anymore. We have toilets, we have plumbing. Like, I don't have to live in crap. We can cleaning, we can clean stuff. Like, I don't have to live in crap. And I choose not to live in crap. So maybe that's today's mantra. No more crap in my life. We're going to recycle that and we're going to put it where it needs to go. All right. So thank you for joining Waking Up with Self, with Master Shane. Morning with Self, Waking Up with Master Shane. And let's see what we can get done today. So let me know, what are you working on today? What are you getting done? What is that frog that you're going to eat that you've been putting off? And you know what? You're going to be like, put your Superman suit on. Let's break through it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Take care. Have a good one.